Hello, this is a relatively short tutorial. Just want to talk quickly how you can simulate these reflective uh, line markers on the road. This is actually done through an emissive material. So I will talk really quick how you can do this. So first thing I want to just point out is this road geometry is from this static mesh. If you double click, you can see this static mesh. You can also isolate. You can see the two materials. This actually the couple of materials has been used by this static mesh, and I can also just click browse, and then you can see the materials all here. If you double click, you can actually see this material is a children of a parent material. So this parent called master, road layers master. If you click browse, you can see the master is right here. If I double click master, you can see the master file is actually referenced into another layered shader. This is called material function. If you click that, you can see here the reference to layer v2. This is actually a material function. If I click browse, you can see the material function is hidden in this folder, material function folder called layer v2. So it's a little bit confusing for the beginners. Is you have a shader, then the shader has a parent, then the parent has another parent material function. So that's the kind of hierarchy. So if I do want to modify to make this shader has some emissive material, you need to trace back all the way back to the beginning. So that is layer v2. To make things safe, I always make a backup. So because I'm gonna customize the shader, maybe something gonna mess up. So I always make a duplication, then I rename as a backup. Just a good way to keep everything safe. So in the v2, the material function, I basically just linked a new texture map into the emissive color. Before that, this emissive color do not have any channels connect, so that's the reason it doesn't really show up in the children. But here I just created multiply. I give a value. This is called emissive value. Multiply with the image. Emissive value I set the default as 10, but later I can, right click, convert this into a parameter, which is here. You can promote this as a parameter, and then later I can manipulate these values in the children. So that's very important. Make sure you can basically right click. You can promote a variable as a parameter. Okay. I also did the same thing for this map. This map has been promoted as well as a parameter. Also, this one has a texture coordinate. Okay, so that's basically the flow. The whole thing I'd like to point out is this bitmap with raster image. I basically linked the blue channel as A, and then feed into the emissive color. Okay. So the way I did this blue color channel is I exported the original texture. You can see the original textures right here. I think one of them is about road. Then I exported into Photoshop as TGA, so I can show you. And then I changed the blue channel to black and white. Just make sure the white match with the dash line. All other channel is black. Okay. Then I save this file again as a TGA, then bring this back into Unreal. So I have this kind of new texture called road emissive. Right. So if I search, you can see this right here, road emissive. So once you have this new texture, you can link this new texture into this material function. So that's the reason here you can see the material function linked to the road emissive, right? And also it's multiplied with a value. So this became this new material function. Then you need to save it. Then you need to update the master, because anytime you change its ancestor or the grandfather, grandparent, you have to resave it. You can see here is trying to recompile all the children shaders automatically. So this is a really smart system behind Unreal. If you change parent, all the children will be updated. And you can see this parent, it does give you this new texture, which later, if you want, you can change to a different one. It's called emissive map. And also I have this value I can manipulate. So you can actually see this white color right here. So if I want to make this one really bright, I can give this like 10. So you can see it's definitely pretty bright. Or if you want to disable it, you can just type 0, it's not going to show up. So this is a way you can sort of control which emissive value you want to apply. This could also be very useful if you do a night or daylight, maybe only on an evening light you want to turn on or give a higher value for the emissive values. Alright, so if I save it, now if you add back to the road, you can see the road automatically have this emissive color. It's just because all of the children material is sharing the same parent. So if you change one, everything else will change. So that's automatically. Okay, so you can see the material is all saved in the layers. So if you see a star, then this has been changed. You want to save all. Okay. I can also show you, like, if you don't like it, for some reason in the daytime I don't want this to be too bright. It's pretty easy. You can change. So just make sure you go to the right material, right? So right now it's pretty bright. I can double click. I can change this emissive value to maybe 0 and save. As soon as you do that, you can see this part of the emissive color is gone. Okay. But the other side is still visible, so you just need to find the correct material. I think this is the second one, right? And then you can do the same thing, right? Or maybe this one you want to, I don't know, turn on the material to make the emissive value a little bit higher. So in that case, you can give, emissive color is already there. Where is the emissive color in this case? Emissive value. I don't know, maybe I want to give this to 50, just for the sake of demo, which is definitely too bright. So now you can see this one is super bright. Okay. I think that's all about the emissive color. You can definitely play with it and also adjust with the evening light to see which one works better. Definitely 50 is too much. I will go back here and I change the value. Oh, that's the different one. I changed the value to maybe just 10. Stalking this. So now you got a better one. Okay. I think this is all about how to change material if you want something to be emissive. Hopefully this will be helpful. The whole point about it is make sure in Photoshop you can edit this. I already pushed this TGA file in the channel in the GitHub, so feel free, you can check it out. The file is saved under the new sign, and here you can see a code road em means emissive. All right.